Fight.
3, 2, 1, and we're live. Hello, Lewis.
Hello.
Long time no speak.
Indeed.
I'm excited for this episode. Just like to welcome everyone to Bug Bites, the smaller, shorter topic version of the Bug Out podcast.
See, you're excited for this episode. I have no idea what it's going to be.
Yeah, so Lewis, me and him were messaging the other day, and I asked him if he had any ideas for the Bug Bites episodes, and he says, I don't know, what about you? And I replied, Pokemon.
Oh no.
Right, so it's not really about Pokemon per se.
Right.
It kind of is. When I looked up like kind of conspiracy theories and stuff surrounding Pokemon, a lot of what came up was just kind of stuff within that universe that I wasn't really that interested in. One thing did catch my eye, and that is the game you've probably heard of. It's called Pokémon Go.
I have heard of that, surprisingly enough. I just didn't play it for 2 years straight in a row.
Yeah, I think everyone had... I was never a big fan of it. I've played it here and there, but probably be glad I'm not a big fan of it after some of these theories today. I've got 3. They're all fairly short, but I think you're going to buy into at least one of these because they're all pretty convincing.
I'm pretty dumb, so probably.
Right, so I'm going to go from least likely to most likely. Pokemon Go was created as a scheme by data providers.
Okay, why?
Well, think about it. You've got data providers, you know, your mobile phone network, or, you know, over in the UK where we are, that's, you know, I don't know if it's EA, Vodafone, O2.
Yeah.
Abroad, they've got, you know, in America, they've got, I don't know, Verizon. Is that one of them?
I have no idea.
The idea is that everyone, when Pokemon Go came out, and still to this day, you know, they're walking around constantly on their phone, sucking up that data. I'd like to see a graph of how many people went over their data use limit and paid extra because of Pokemon Go, because I bet it's quite a number. So,
I've seen theories about when the game came out that it was like obviously it's got the AR camera and everything, and it was to like map out everybody's house.
Wait. We're getting to that. We're getting to that. So yes, that was my second theory. Because the company Niantic, I think that's how it's pronounced, who make the game, they were previously, until recently, owned by Google.
Right.
And yes, like you were saying, the theory is that, you know, Google were using people's phones to map out areas that their Google vans could not get to.
I mean, it's not entirely impossible.
Mm-hmm.
That is the only one that I think I've read. I don't know what your last theory is. I might have heard of it, but that's the only one that I've properly looked into in the past.
The last theory is the one that I believe. And that's to do with Niantic actually, like, they kind of sprung onto the scene with Pokemon Go. They weren't very well known before Pokemon Go. But have you ever heard of Ingress?
Not that I can think of, no.
So that was Niantic's game previous to Pokemon Go. It was their last endeavour before Pokemon Go.
Right.
And see if any of this sounds familiar. Ingress was an AR game where you would walk around collecting items and such in the real world using your camera and Google Maps.
Right.
Right, so Ingress though, and this isn't a theory, this is proven, this is fact. Ingress was designed not as a way to get money from players, it was designed as a way to get money from businesses.
How so?
So the idea was, this was their business model for Ingress, would be that they made this game where players had to walk around and collect items from certain locations, etc, etc, etc. And what Niantic's plan originally was once this game took off and got popular, businesses like, I don't know, McDonald's, think of any retail store that wants to draw in customers, would have Ingress place items that are valuable to the player in those locations, which would draw people into the businesses.
Yeah.
Obviously, it didn't really work with Ingress because it never really took off the way that Pokemon Go did. But what are the chances that they carried that same business model over to Pokemon Go? And
Yeah, I mean, it would make sense. That
Yeah.
is the most likely that makes sense. Apart from the fact that a lot of businesses don't like that idea. I mean, I've worked in retail, and when a lot of people used to come in with like for Pokemon Go and such,
yeah,
it just wasn't tolerated. We would have like, groups of kids coming in and just wandering around shops and such.
yeah, but you're looking at that from the perspective of someone who works in a retail location, whereas they're not going to you and asking you if you want to pay for people to be drawn in. It'd be more likely the higher ups that have never stepped foot in the location that want to draw the customers in.
Well,
Like
yeah, I suppose because the owner of that one specific retail shop that I worked is a prick.
yeah. So
I'm not going to name names, but
yeah, it's not going to be it's not going to be the people who work in McDonald's that are going to be deciding that and paying Niantic. It's going to be the people who own McDonald's that are going to pay Niantic to draw people in. And players have noticed over time that there does seem to be a concentration of Pokestops around retail locations. Now,
yeah, but at the same time, normal users can add locations, so
they can. This is true.
Obviously, you're going to find the most Pokestops, whatever you want to call them, do whatever, in large areas like towns and retail parks and such like that anyway.
The smoking gun for this one really is that, Niantic always said that was their business model. I mean, they said it themselves with their previous game. The idea to make money was to get money from businesses. But at the same time, I'm not sure if there was a monetary system inside Ingress as well, because there is with Pokemon Go. And also,
the in-app purchases and such. I've never heard of the Ingress or whatever it was. This is the first time I've heard of it.
Yeah, it was essentially the same game as Pokemon Go. It just didn't have the Pokemon license.
Yeah, because I know Niantic either were bringing out or have brought out like a Harry Potter version, but it seems like that's the way they're going for like the AR walk around type games.
Yeah, well,
which would make sense and play into the theory of like the locations and such. So yeah, I could see that.
There was also a couple of other ones about Michelle Obama, some other nonsense that I didn't really buy into. Those three were the ones that I thought were most likely. With the data carrier one, I mean, Pokemon Go is bound to have benefited them hugely, but
definitely,
I don't think they're going to have had a part in actually creating it, because Pokemon Go came out when Nintendo were getting into the mobile market. The thing about the retail stores, while that was Niantic's previous business model, was to draw people into kind of retail areas. At the same time, Nintendo are at the reins now, so you've got to wonder how much influence they've had on the business model as a whole.
Yeah.
But I just thought it was an interesting little topic for a podcast.
I mean, yeah, this episode is more kind of grounded compared to the previous ones that we have done.
Yeah.
There's no like dimensional theories and such about Niantic, so it's more of a grounded, realistic one.
Theory number 4: Pokemon was created in collaboration between aliens and Bigfoot.
Okay, that's enough for this episode.
Thanks for listening to Bug Bites. Please like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. And thanks for listening.
And also check out our Instagram and SoundCloud, Twitter, all the places that you can get us, all at the Bug Out Podcast.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.